My husband didn't yell. He didn't throw anything. He didn't call me names or demand an explanation. Instead, he looked into my eyes, smiled with heartbreaking calm, and whispered, "Thank you for showing me the truth." Then he picked up a small suitcase, walked out the front door, and disappeared from my life. At first, I honestly believed he was just upset. People cool off, right? Couples argue. They sleep on it, apologize, and move on. I kept telling myself he'd be back the next morning. I couldn't have been more wrong. That evening started like every other ordinary Tuesday. I was late getting home after drinks with co-workers. My phone had several missed calls from my husband Noah, but I ignored them, thinking he worried too much. When I unlocked the front door, the house was strangely quiet. Noah sat on the couch with the television on, though his eyes weren't focused on the screen. His hands rested calmly in his lap. "Hey," I said with an awkward smile. "Sorry I'm late." He looked at me for a moment before nodding. I figured. That was all. No anger, no disappointment. His silence actually made me relax. I chatted while pouring myself a glass of water, laughing about funny moments from the evening. Normally Noah would laugh with me, ask questions, or tease me about staying out too late. This time, nothing. He simply listened. The silence slowly became unbearable. "You okay?" I finally asked. "I'm listening," he answered quietly. Something about those two words made my stomach tighten. Trying to stay in control, I crossed my arms. "If this is because I stayed out again, you're making too much of it." He nodded gently. "Oh, you're right." His agreement confused me more than an argument ever could. I followed him with my eyes as he stood and calmly walked into our bedroom. Curious, I followed. "What are you doing?" He opened the closet and pulled out a small suitcase. A nervous laugh escaped my lips. "Seriously? You're packing?" Without saying a word, he folded shirts with slow, careful movements. "Noah, stop. This isn't funny." He looked at me then. His eyes held no anger, only peace, and somehow that frightened me. "I've been hurting for a very long time," he said softly. "Tonight simply helped me accept it." I felt my heartbeat racing. "Accept what?" He zipped the suitcase halfway. "That I've been begging to matter to you." I immediately defended myself. "I never said you didn't matter. You never had to." His voice remained calm. "Your choices said it for you." The room suddenly felt smaller. "I work hard," I argued. "I deserve time with friends." "You do." He smiled sadly. "But every time you had to choose between us, it was never me." His words landed harder than shouting ever could. I searched for something, anything to say. Instead, I found excuses. "You're overreacting." He slowly shook his head. "No." I simply stopped hoping. The sentence stole the air from my lungs. He picked up the suitcase. I grabbed his wrist. "We can fix this." His eyes filled with tears he refused to let fall. "I tried fixing it." "For years." My voice cracked. "So that's it?" He gently pulled his hand away. Then he did something I will never forget. He smiled, not happily, but with the quiet relief of someone finally setting down a weight they had carried alone. "Thank you." I stared at him. "For what?" "For showing me the truth." "What truth?" "That I kept waiting for someone who was never coming back." I felt my knees weaken. "Noah, please don't do this." He stepped toward the front door. I followed him, crying now. "Please, stay." He paused with one hand on the doorknob. Without turning around, he spoke one final time. "I didn't stop loving you. I stopped believing you loved me." The words shattered something inside me. He finally looked back. "I actually left this marriage months ago." My body just needed time to catch up. He leaned forward and kissed my forehead one last time. "Take care of yourself." Then he walked out. No slammed door. No dramatic goodbye. Only silence. The kind of silence that echoes forever. I stood there for hours, staring at the closed door, expecting it to open again. It never did. That night taught me the most painful lesson of my life. The loudest heartbreak isn't always spoken through anger. Sometimes love dies quietly. Sometimes the person who loved you the most simply grows tired of begging to be chosen. And by the time they finally walk away, they've already mourned the relationship long before you realize it's over.